Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to Donna Dreams. It is your lady Ms.Z or ṣunfúnmiláyọ. If you would, please make sure that you like and subscribe and comment down below which one you chose if this video resonates with you. Also, if you need to book a reading with me, you can go to donnadreams.com. The link will be in the description box along with the timestamps. I just have a few announcements to make. I plan on coming out with some new oils and some new products for you guys for ritual work and things of that nature. Also, we're going to have some more ancestral bracelets in soon, hopefully by the end of this week. But it does come, this is actually authentic cow bone from Kenya, and I will have both of these. I should have both of these in soon. So just be checking the shop for updates. I also put updates on my Instagram if you're following me there at Donna Dreams. If you want to follow any of my personal journey, please go to Ocean Daughter and follow me there as well. Alright, so this is a reading. I hope that you guys can see. I'm sorry that it's such a glare. It's so hot outside. I wanted to do you guys' reading outside today, but I'm going to try that tomorrow if it's not too hot. But this reading is going to be just a revisit on, deceased loved ones' messages, okay? Deceased loved ones' messages. And I try to do this at least once a year because you never know who wants to step forth and pass on a message to you. So that's what we're going to do today. And hopefully you guys can see, but I'm going to put the options up to the camera. You have pile 1, pile 2, or pile 3. And let me see if I can show that to you. So this is pile 1, which is the feather. This is pile 2, which is the rock. I've been using this rock a lot lately. This is pile 3. This is a shell, and it's no longer polished because it's been sitting by my fountain, so it's a little unpolished, but you probably can't tell on the camera. So I want you to pick which one resonates with you, which one you're called to, and try to make sure that you're doing that so that you get the appropriate message, okay? So pile 1, the feather, pile 2, the rock, or pile 3, the shell, all right? And of course, if you need more time, please pause the video. But we're going to jump right into pile 1. I also want to note that I'm going to try to keep things gender neutral, just so that you can get the message for whoever it is. But if things come out specifically about, like a grandfather or a grandmother or something like that, I will speak on that. But it may not be limited to just that, okay? So we'll go over more of that in each pile. But let's go ahead and jump into pile 1. Reading pile 1, you chose the feather, and messages came in immediately with those of you who chose this. So let's go right into it. I'm probably going to pull some bones and some cards. For those of you who chose pile 1, deceased loved ones' messages to you, okay? For those of you who chose this one, okay, there's a few messages, so just take, what's talking to you. The first thing is, like I said, the first message was essentially that, goodness, I can't even hold on to it because there's a lot of energy. What was it? This ancestor, and or spirit has been trying to send you messages. They've been trying to get your attention, okay? So if you've been receiving feathers, butterflies, anything that looks kind of just like, I don't want to say angelic, but for lack of a better word, angelic, or just kind of, I don't know, blowing in the wind, those type of things. This is this ancestor speaking to you, okay? And for some of you, it was someone who passed on recently, because I'm hearing that someone still has some things to say to you, okay? So they may have passed away. With what's going on right now in the world, it could have been suddenly, it could have been just unexpected, okay? So this person still had some things that they wanted to say to you. For some of you, you never got to tell this person goodbye, or you didn't get to get out everything that you wanted to say to this person, and this person still communicates to you. They're still with you, all right? So let's go ahead and I think I want to start with some cards first. I may fast forward because I don't want you guys to sit here. seeing me go. I've been trying to keep things a little bit quick. This person also speaks through certain objects, could be music mainly. And I'm hearing, how do I live without you? How do I ever go on? That type of thing. Okay, so let's stop there, and again, when I pull the bones, if I do pull any bones, I will fast forward on the camera. So let's see what we got. I was hearing something about marriage. Okay, so this ancestor either, like I said, either recently passed or they have a birthday coming up. So that's how you're gonna, kind of clue in on who this person is, because it says I have a birthday or they ascended, pour libations for me. Another thing is, it says everything you do is for a reason. Your hard work will pay off. Cheer up and keep pushing forward. So they don't want you getting down on yourself. They don't want you giving up. They want you to know that everything you're doing is for a reason. Be consistent with your work no matter what. They also think that you need to lay low a bit and focus on yourself and your own priorities. With the bush shaman here. They're talking about you needing a cleanse and protection, and they want to offer that to you. They want to offer you protection. And I told you, birds. This is why you got the feather. Okay? Some of you have been getting signs with birds. It may not just be a feather. It may be actual birds coming to you. And this is to let them, to let you know that they're still around, that they're still watching you. Especially if you have birds that just sit there and stare at you, or you catch a bird just looking at you. That is this ancestor. Okay? Now this message goes two ways. So if you do have some, hopefully you don't, but if you had someone who was a spouse or something like that, that is them being with you. Okay? If it isn't a spouse, then it is an ancestor who's looking at you being in a relationship. Okay? There's two messages here. For those of you who are searching for someone, they're saying that, there's an arranged marriage spiritually, and there is somebody for you to be with. You will find the right one. Okay? It's important to be with the right person is what they're speaking on, because they're talking about your divine purpose. Some people aren't in alignment with your purpose. Now, if you already have someone, this is an acknowledgement of that person being with you, okay? Like they're acknowledging this union. They're talking about working together towards a combined union, a combined purpose. Some of you also need to get married. This is an ancestor that was really keen on keeping things clean. And, when they did this, they may not have known at the time that it was something spiritual, but it is something spiritual. So they want you to make a ritual out of cleaning. Okay? And this gives me the energy that for some of you, this ancestor is an older ancestor. It may have been a female, but like I said, I'm trying to keep everything, gender neutral, for the simple fact that it may be multiple ancestors for who's watching this, okay? Now, but I just wanted to point that out because there's an ancestor that's cleaning, and the crested rat represents protecting yourself, cloaking yourself in protection, and this ancestor is a protective spirit. So they see negative things around you. They see some of you are actually shamans, or, you know, that's just lack of a better word, spiritual person, medicine man, medicine woman, however you identify. They're acknowledging you as a spiritual person. They say this is supposed to help you keep snakes away, okay? But they say you're not doing enough cleansing rituals. And I noticed this too. This person is going to give you, you know, blessings. They're trying to facilitate blessings to you. You have the clover and you have the fertility doll. Okay? Blessings coming in many forms. Good luck, birth. So if you've been going through a rough time period, they're saying that we're going to do that. We're going to bring blessings to you. There is more than one ancestor that wants to come forth. So it is, if you haven't been looking up your ancestry, it is time to do that. If you already have, this is them stepping forth. This is them crossing the waters. They say make sure that you get in a close connection with water. This is how your ancestors are going to speak to you in a lot of different ways. They say when your hand is itchy, money's coming to you. I see a lot of hoodoo with this ancestor. Like, again, that's the interesting thing. With African Americans, I know that not just African Americans are watching this, but, you know, what was I going to say? I was going to say there's a lot of things that we do, and this is, honestly, it could be everybody too. There's a lot of things that we do that we don't even know is spiritual, but it's spiritual, okay? So there's a lot of things kept in within your family that may not have been labeled as something spiritual, but since they're on the other side, they can see the effects that it has on you while you're still doing it, or if you're not doing it, so to speak. So let me go ahead and throw some bones on this. Okay, so I have thrown the bones. Let's see what they are speaking on, okay? So this is going to be some of the most, well, not the most, there's going to be some repeated information in here because I see a couple of things. They're talking about you keeping, you know, negative energy at bay, and they want me to pull these cards, so I'll do that in a minute. Keeping negative energy away from you, and that's what they've been trying to do. They also speak on, this is interesting because a lot of times I preach, you know, doing for yourself, but just because you're doing for yourself does not mean you need to be alone. They want you to practice, you know, utilizing help and receiving help from people that you trust, from people that are good people, of course, whether it's your partner or family members and things like that. They want you to, you know, more so include yourself in certain things so that you can stay connected. Another thing I see here is, okay, so the mother side, you know, they're talking about veneration on the father side, but the mother side speaks to you, all right? There may be ancestors on that side that are heavily with you, okay? But there needs to be some veneration on the father side because there's a female ancestor that wants to step forth and give you some things, okay? There's some connections there. There's some connections, especially, they're saying that you're not utilizing all of your spiritual tools, and this is one of my card meanings, but this is actually what's showing here in the bones too. There's some connection to some water spirits, but essentially there's just connection spiritually all together that hasn't, the link hasn't been there, you know, or you're either not utilizing it in the way, I don't know how to explain that, in a full capacity, so to speak. There's some things that need to be revealed to you as far as your purpose. Okay. There's a great grandmother spirit that's here as well. On the mother side. Okay, she speaks on you feeling restricted and finding what you're here to do. Like you may be feeling stuck in one reality. They want you to open up your mind about the endless possibilities. And also, there's a weight on your shoulders. It feels like you're doing a lot at once. Trying to keep up with everything, or maybe keeping up with other people's problems as well. She speaks on a transition, okay? You're in the numerology of 4 right now, so that means foundations. Focus on your foundation. There's just too many things piled up on top of each other. And this honestly could take you away from what your purpose is. You know, your purpose could be to heal people, but because you are trying to heal, you know, everybody, you know, the entire world and things like that before even healing yourself, it just becomes too much. and it's like you lose interest in your divine purpose, or you try to stay away from it. So some of you know what the purpose is, but you may stay away from it because you're taking on too many responsibilities at once. She's talking about balance. And you do need your spiritual warriors. You need that spiritual help to help you with your purpose. You cannot do this purpose alone, because a lot of you, it involves the ancestral spirits to help. Okay? So I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to pull a few cards here. So your ancestor wants you to know that you are beautiful or handsome, however it applies. You may have pictures of this ancestor, and there's also a message that this ancestor is still very involved, still trying to work in your favor. Still keeping you protected, but you must listen to them. All right, so that is this message. Let's go on to number 2. All right, so for those of you who chose number 2, this is your pal. Let's see what your deceased loved ones have to say to you, okay? So the main message already that I'm getting is to keep on. Keep on moving. Keep on doing what it is that you're doing. You may be very, very unique, or you have a very unique purpose. And they acknowledge that. They acknowledge what you're doing, but they're saying keep on going, you know. Your purpose isn't defined by what other people are doing, nor should it be put in a box where you can't grow, you know. They want you to keep doing whatever it is that you're doing, but they're speaking on it being something very unique, which makes you feel like, you know, you're the only person doing it, or you're an outcast, okay? So they're speaking on you really understanding that it's okay to be different. And this ancestor must have been an advocate for being different, or maybe they didn't live their lives in a way where they could have lived that life to really just be fully who they were. And you are finding that comfortability. So they want you to keep doing that, okay? For some of you, this is somebody, because I'm seeing a car. A car is very specific. But you remember them by the car they had. Whether it was a really nice car or a car that just broke down all the time. Something significant about a car. Loved ones. You got me. So whenever a card comes out as a me, it represents that you know who the person is. Now you still may not know, but you know, it's a good indication that the person that you're thinking of could very well, this is them. And it also acknowledges that they were living, you know, they were living with you. Not literally living with you, you get my point. They met you at some point. Some ancestors are so far back, of course, we haven't met them. We don't have any acknowledgement of them or know them. But this is an ancestor that's stepping forth that said, you know, while they were living, they didn't know you. So this is a clue into who it is, okay? They're saying they're still connected to you through dreams, or they watch over you while you are asleep. This is an ancestor that wants to teach you things. This is an ancestor that wants you to be comfortable being you. You got the word natural. And they're also acknowledging, I'm hearing that you're naturally good at, very naturally talented, good at things. And they're very proud of you. Remember, keep on. Don't stop. Don't stop till you get enough. Okay? Very proud of you. So I'm saying that maybe for some of you, and I see really two people, and it could be someone that actually, they may have cut off, you know, somewhere in your life. Maybe early on in your life they passed on, and they didn't get to, you know, physically see you grow, but they're still watching you grow on the other side, okay? And then there's some of you that, yeah, you might have lived with them until they got up into a certain old age, and they still are watching from the other side. You're still making major accomplishments that they can be like, yes, you know? For some of you, this person had kids. They left behind some children. I keep getting that card. Okay. So they're telling me I need to, I don't know if I have that deck with me, but that's okay. You got the bloodline ancestors. We are proud of you. So they're saying they're proud of you times 10 because you have it in both cards. Proud and proud of you, the ancestors. So there's more than one spirit stepping forward. Okay? And actually, this is an ancestor reading, but I do see someone that acts as a guardian is coming forth as well. Okay? They're saying my energy is assisting you during this time period. You are going through major transitions in your life. And this is a person that, you know, a lot of you may have looked up to, or, you know, they were someone who acted as a guardian while they were living as well. They might have taught you things. It could have been like someone just a little bit older than you, or maybe way older than you, but they guided you in some ways. They took care of you, and they're still doing the same things because they're speaking on an initiation, a past of wisdom to you. Like you're going through certain phases in your life. You have an elder I want to say grandparent, but I'm going to look in the bones and see. It says, nonetheless, don't waste your life working for others. Fulfill your dreams, be motivated, know your worth. So the fulfill your dreams part and be motivated, this message says that, you know, they didn't necessarily get to do some of the things they're wanting to do. So they're really calling out the fact that you're making a name for yourself in the field that you want to be in. Even if it's just starting, even if you have the idea, they're saying you got the right idea. You need to continue to go down that path. No matter who's against you or who you feel like doesn't support you, it doesn't matter, you know. They want you to be happy, and they want you to know that you will have success in the field that you're trying to go down, okay? They're saying we have warded off negative plans and plots against you. So they're saying there are some haters, you know. The haters don't want you to go down the path that you're supposed to go down because they know you're going to get famous. They know you're going to get rich. Or nonetheless, they know you're going to live in your divine purpose. They're saying they're knocking out all of the haters out of the way so you can fulfill this purpose. So for some of you, this is a divine purpose that's going to help everybody in the world. Or it just has a legacy type vibe. Destination reach, you carry the world on your back. They're just, I mean, it's just kind of the same repeated message of like being proud of you. Like, you know, relax too. Don't let your purpose stress you out, but you do need to keep pushing forward on your journey. Yeah, a few messages here, and I'm going to pull the bones. Key, yeah. You've unlocked the key. Ancestrally, okay? Yeah, you've unlocked the key because this is something that, you know, your past ancestors have been struggling with as far as living within divine purpose. Not feeling like they're forced to take up certain jobs that they really don't want to do to survive, you know? Or just be left with certain realities. Some of you may have children, but you're still going back to find your purpose. And that is what is important because they say this is going to, you know, break any generational curses or things that have been put in your clan, okay? They say you are the son. You are like the golden child. And it's not to say your other family members aren't special. It just means that you have found the light that they have been trying to get through in this lineage. Okay, so this is bigger than you. You actually have done something to break up certain things. That's why they keep wanting you to push forward. The garden. Planting the seeds. Planting new seeds. Okay, so this is interesting. All right, let's go and throw the bones really quick here. All right, so we are back. The bones have been thrown. So let's see what additional information that we have for you. So there's an ancestor from the father's side that's stepping forth. You have a male figure, okay, that's stepping forth as well. Let's see here. Yeah, there's lots of male figures actually. I see a great-grandfather stepping forth, or at least is trying to communicate to you, because this great-grandfather wants to show you some things, okay? You have your ancestors behind you. You may feel like you're walking an individual path. You may feel like you're doing it alone, but your ancestors have been guiding you this whole time, okay? This is something that you really need to know, because you have created this hard shell on yourself, like you've just been going through it alone. You've been going through so much, but certain things you've had to go through in order to learn certain lessons, in order to be as strong as you are today, all right? They want you to pay attention to your dreams. Make sure that, like me, I've had to take the TV out the room. Make sure that you do certain things to protect your dreams, because I'm seeing some effects in the dream realm. I'm seeing someone trying to send you negative energy, and I don't want to say spell work, but, you know, spiritual attacks, things like that. They're talking about protection within your dream realm, because this is where you're going to see it first, okay? That's the spirit realm. Nothing can hide in that realm where someone's trying to do something to you. So you need to pay attention to those dreams and make sure that you do a cleanse, because I see someone not wanting you to succeed, and your ancestor has been trying to tell you this many times, actually. They say within your path, you will have friends, but your path is not going to align with your friends. Does that make sense? So even though your friends may go down and be, you know, this and that and the third, you may just be the spiritual person, or you could do the complete opposite. Your friends could be working a 9-to-5 and just be happy with that, but you may go off to make clothes or something else. Something unconventional is what I'm seeing for you, but it's time for you to show who you are. This is how you're going to make connections, okay? You have to truly be yourself. You cannot hide behind what your friends may think of you or your associates, all right? They're saying you need to get rid of that mindset, because you have this one life to live as your name. So do it the way that you want to do it with no regrets. This is a major message for you, more than it's even about the ancestors, because they feel like they need to talk to you. So it would be proper for you to also follow up with a reading, whether you get it from someone else or you do it for yourself. Find a way to communicate with them, because they've had a lot to say to you for a long time, okay? They feel like, you know, you do have a lot of creative ideas, but these manifestations can easily be interrupted by other, you know, other energies. So you want to protect the things that you are manifesting. They say you're a really, really great manifester. You have great ideas, okay? They say you don't listen to your intuition enough when it comes to these ideas, because I'm seeing here that you are, you know, like the magician or the chemist. You create things, you craft things, and they say they show you things in your dreams, certain things you're supposed to do, whether it's medicine or you're actually making something. Your ancestors on this side speak to you directly. You've been wondering who has been communicating to you in your dreams about making this and making that. It's been people from your father's side. They are connected to your dreams very, very much, all right? I know I'm saying a lot at once, but they got a lot to say. So, they say you have been overstressed, overworked. Okay, they want you to take care of your health. They say this puts a strain on your health when you are not taking time out for yourself. Taking time to rest. Taking time to recuperate. And this also lowers your immune system, so it leaves you unprotected in other areas too. It throws off your psychic abilities as well. They say they need you to be at full capacity. You are in the numerology of 1, so this represents a lot of new beginnings coming for you. I see this male figure, okay? Could be a father figure, uncle, something like that, great-grandfather. It's a male figure that's very, 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 very proud of you, that watches over you, that wants to see everything go the way that it should for you, but they want you to listen to their messages. All right, so that is pile number 2. Let's go on to pile number 3. All right, already, so I'm starting to get the messages, okay? So pile number 3, last but not least, let's get into, you know, your deceased loved ones' messages, the ones who want to come forward for you. All right, so with you picking this shell, okay, there's a few messages here, all right? So one of the messages is that this ancestor, and I'm going to give you, you know, a few because, like I said, there's many for different people, okay? So for one of you, this ancestor is someone who is a very ancient spirit, okay? They may go generations back. You may still be able to, some of you can actually find who this is, whether you look them up on Ancestry or you have, you know, went, you know, back in your ancestry and really found this ancient ancestral spirit. For some of you, it may be somebody who is kind of unknown, but you have been connecting to ancient information. For some of you, this is an ancestor that has not been venerated in a while, okay? Like this shell got rained on, and then the polish started going off. That represents kind of being like left and forgotten about. But this ancestor holds a lot of wisdom. So it's almost like removing the dirt from the grave. That's what I had to do the other day. Remove the dirt from the grave. Uncover that name, because that is your ancestor. This is very important, because if a lot of things haven't been going right in your life, it is because this ancestor right here has been forgotten about. And for some of you, you may not, this may be the first time that you're hearing about this, but you do need to look in your ancestry, because there's an ancestor, a very powerful one at that, that has is able to affect certain things, and it's important for you to find them, okay? But like I said, most of you have already found this ancestral spirit, or you're at least aware of it. So let's get into this reading. This is interesting. And for some of you, it might not be somebody that's very far back, you know. It just could be lack of veneration all around in the ancestral line that now needs to be taken care of for things to start moving. All right, let's see. Messages from deceased loved ones. I'm going to start out with Spirits of the North because this platform is a little small, so we'll go on to other cards in a minute. Let's see. So this spirit says some of you have been having problems and issues following your path, and freedom to just kind of, you know, follow your journey. You see what I'm saying? Utilize your spiritual tools. This ancestor has spiritual tools. They have things that you can utilize, strength, spiritual powers, things like that, you know, that nobody may know about. So it's important to venerate the spirit so that they can give you certain things. They want to give you some gifts. They want to pass these things down. And I'm seeing a lot of suffering, okay? Unable to defend self, young, suffering from cruelty. So we have to think, if we were forgotten about, you know, what means do we have to really, you can be nice, but essentially you do have to remember who these ancestors are. So that they can help us when we feel like we're alone. And there has been a repeated thing in your family lineage. I don't know which side, okay? There may be mother side or fraternal side. It doesn't matter. It just shows a lot of people have been suffering down this line, and this ancestor has the keys to help with this, okay? It says spirits are warning you to protect your energy, foundation, relationships, and success. So some of you have been having issues either in relationships, your success, your career goals, and maybe even your foundation being rocky. Maybe you have something one day and the next day it just, it might be something completely different. But yes, this is going to help the streaks of bad luck as well. And you're also going to feel like you're not alone. Now, the higher guardian energy gives me like this is like I said, for a lot of you, even if it's recent for some of you, but there's a lot of you that this ancestor is one of the founding ancestors, okay? What I mean by that is they go, really back, at least by a few generations, okay? So one of the founding ancestors who's still looking out for everyone. So this ancestor was a medicine woman or medicine man. And this could be you as well, but I'm feeling that this is the ancestor that's speaking. Describing themselves, spiritual medicine, healing provided, seeking solutions to issues unseen, spell work and cleansing. So some of you have been suffering, not necessarily suffering, but it can become a problem. Seeing things out the corner of your eye, seeing spirits, having certain spiritual energies on you. This ancestor knows how to deal with that because they were actually a spiritual worker in one way or another, okay? Even if it was just a few generations back, they still did certain things that kept things in order. Or at least they've been on the other side to know what works. All right? Look, can't make that up. It says, I sense unwanted energy. Cleanse your home with herbs and light up a candle. There needs to be a cleanse. The energy in your home could be very thick at times. This is because, again, you needed this ancestor to help you. They can be the eyes when you don't have it in the spiritual side, in a 24/7. All right, so you have born to stand out, embrace every part of yourself, dealing with childhood trauma, being bullied, insecurities. So this is also about identifying who you are. They're talking about you being proud of yourself. Knowing who you are makes you proud of yourself. Okay, so let's get into some more messages. I'm gonna also put some cards in there. So I feel some other ancestors want to come forth. I'm seeing them also protect the home. Protecting the home, okay? There's some rituals that you need to do around your house, especially if you just moved into a home. If you haven't, then you need to go ahead and do that. There's some rituals that they're speaking on. This will provide protection. Keep negative energy outside of your home. Let's cover that up there. Let's see. This ancestral spirit wants you to get ahead. Let me look at the main cards first. Yeah. They see a lot of things creeping up on you. Hippo. Protective ancestral spirits. They're going to give you the tools to be able to face things. So this is all about protection. This ancestral spirit can be music. For some of you, this ancestor likes music. Yeah, I told you, this is like you have to call this ancestor down. Yeah, this is a spiritual worker. They connect you to all of the younger ancestors, actually. This was one of the founding ancestors who lays the foundation. And like I said, it doesn't have to be that many generations back. I still feel like some of you could find this ancestor, but they lay the foundation for a lot of things, but they have been kind of forgotten about and kind of blended in. Okay? I can't explain it, but they are still watching over the family line. Like, what are you going to call on me? And you have the keys at this point to be able to find them. And there's a spiritual connection here that's being made. Okay, let's go ahead and throw the bones. All right, so the bones have been thrown. Okay. So, we do have some very old ancestors here, okay? We have like a third great grandfather here. That's a great grandfather. You have a great grandmother. That's like a second great. So a great grandfather and a great grandmother. You also have a grandmother spirit that's showing up as well. I'm also seeing some, you know, you do have some other ancestors too. Like I'm hearing some cousins as well that are on the other side that still recognize you. And they want you to, you know, either talk to them, just give them some love and energy. But you do have, like I said, mainly the grandparents are here. Some older spirits. You have energies from both sides. This means that this is a good thing. This means that you're in connection with both sides of your ancestry. Your mother's side, well, not your mother's side, excuse me. Your mother's side wants to speak, we'll be saying that, but your father's side speaks strongly. They speak on certain gifts they need to give you. That's going to help you in all areas of your life that you've been struggling. They said that you haven't had a lot of pleasure because you have been working so much. You've been trying to do everything, you know, holding a lot of responsibilities for other people. And it's just like you just keep moving and moving and moving, working. Like they feel like you need a vacation and they want to gift this to you, okay? And it's funny that I don't know why I put this in my bone set, but it's okay. Maybe they had a message for you right there. The mother side is communicating that they are a solid part of your foundation. It can also restrict you if there's no veneration on this side. So make sure that you're venerating the mother's side of the family. Okay. There needs to be purification. Purification on this side. There needs to be purification in your relationship so that there can be a good transition into marriage and other things that you want. They also speak on you releasing unhealthy attachments to people so that you can get back focused on your goals. So this great grandmother is a protector, a protective spirit. Okay, she was able to sense things. She had a really good sense about good feelings about things, good feeling about people. She could, you know intentions before they would happen. All right, and she didn't have to be a spiritual person to be able to do this. A lot of people who are Christians are spiritual people. It doesn't necessarily mean their religion has nothing to do with gifts, and we have to, separate that. Just because you classify yourself as something does not mean your gift stops, okay? If you're gifted, you're gifted. Now, this person was a gifted person. They had a good sense about things, and they kept family close. She was really big on family. Now, the great-grandfather speaks on you being protected. That's why you must stay connected to your ancestors. It is very, very important. Even before you go into certain traditions, doesn't matter if it's African, it doesn't matter if it's an old tradition or not. You have to connect with them because they are the founding energies of your protection when it comes to everyday things. This is why you may suffer in everyday things like money. And let's not even say that. Let's say that, you need to do these things so that you can be prosperous, okay? Because I see that money, relationships, all of those things may take a left turn because these ancestral spirits, they need you just as much as you need them. So it's like you're working a unit. Let's get a couple more messages and then we will close out. Sadness. accomplishment and wealth. So these are things that want to come to you. They want to bring these things to you, and they will happen. I see a lot of achievement for you. Creativity. And I see sadness on both ends. So sadness for, again, some of these spirits in your ancestral line need veneration, but I also see this as, you know, you've been having a difficult time in certain areas, and they're going to spark creativity. So make sure that you give an offering. But I also see there's a lot of things for you to be proud of and happy about, because I see these things coming to you. Even if it's not there right now, it's going to come. I see a lot of achievements and accomplishments destined for you. Alright guys, so that is your messages from deceased loved ones. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Make sure that you like and subscribe, and peace out.